waited months for has happened. Giulia has arrived in WWE tonight on No Mercy, coming out after the Women's Championship match, confronting a face-to-face with Roxanne Perez. First question, do you think that Giulia is the person to dethrone, to take the title from Roxanne? I don't know, because we know there's still more to come for the NXT's already stacked women's division. It could be Giulia, though. Take nothing away from Jada Parker tonight. Really good match versus Roxanne. Very hard to focus on the match. There was the scoop earlier in the night that something was going to happen here, that something was rehearsed. And yes, that was behind a paywall, but it obviously went all over social media prior to the show. I love how they did it as well. The lights going out, having Giulia emerge. You wasn't sure at first who it was, but that natural spotlight for Giulia shined bright tonight. And I'll tell you what, the future of NXT looks bright too. I know many of you probably don't know who Giulia is. I will say this, I didn't either until the news came out that she signed with WWE. Then I went out of my way to watch some of her matches. And genuinely, if you don't know who she is, you're in for a treat. Giulia is so talented. This is things you might have missed from WWE NXT No Mercy. Make sure you hit the like button. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too. Ethan Page retained the NXT Championship in the main event. His hand raised by referee Trick Williams. Trick tried to stop Ethan Page retaining, but it was a low blow from behind that would see Ethan Page then hit the Ego's Edge to pick up the win. Going to assume, obviously, Trick Williams and Ethan Page is still on the cards for down the line. Obviously, we know this is something they've been brewing for a while. We know what's next for Trick Williams, though, and that is Pete Dunne on Tuesday. Pete Dunne would attack Trick after the match. That's the only criticism I have of this, is genuinely, I think of this entire show, is the order here. I honestly think Roxanne and Jada should have main evented, with Giulia closing the show, staring down Roxanne. I feel like there was a lot of hype for maybe Josh Alexander. I saw some people on Twitter saying like the Hardy Boys maybe helping Joe Hendry apparently in this match because of something that happened on TNA. And none of that happened. And I kind of feel like you had that big moment for the women's title match, and then really there wasn't that moment in the world title match for the men. Still a good match. No criticism of the match itself. Any other placement on the card would have been fine. It just wasn't this moment. Do you know what I mean? The first match of tonight crowned new NXT Tag Team Champions in Axiom and Nathan Frazer. So a short run as Tag Team Champs for Chase U, but the match tonight, very old school NXT, allowing the tag teams to kick off, and of course, kick off they did. The match was genuinely incredible. Great tag match that saw new tag champs. But that wasn't the main story coming from this match, as Chase U were left alone in the ring after the match. Ridge Holland would attack, beating up the members of Chase U, turning on Andre Chase, completely brutalising Riley and Duke on the outside before turning his attention to Andre Chase in the most heinous thing we saw all night. Poor Vic Joseph's candy. He pushed it off like it was nothing. It's candy, damn it! Ridge would spike Andre onto the announce desk, and I love that NXT captured the moment Thea Hail was left heartbroken. She was the one who really drove Ridge Holland joining Chase U. But Denver, you're just as responsible for killing the innocence of youth tonight, as Thea Hail had to listen to you chant one more time. She looked so confused. She looked so confused on why you'd want that to happen to Andre Chase. And I love they didn't ignore the fan reaction. I thought that was pretty good. But this is the turn we expected from Ridge Holland. Now on Tuesday, obviously it's going to be why Ridge, why? But we all know why. Ridge Holland has learnt that the bad side, turning and actually being heel, is probably what's good for you. Cheating in matches gets you further. I know they've done this on the main roster a couple of times, but they really should start every PLE the way Vic Joseph and Booker T did tonight. Booker T bringing out his catchphrases, just hyping up the show, live microphones for the live audience to hear, and just making sure that energy is there right from the very start of the show. I love that. Alicia Taylor was the person doing the ring announcing tonight. Now, obviously, Mike Rome is the ring announcer usually for NXT, but I looked on social media to try and find out why, and it does look like Mike Rome was a part of the Germany tour, which would explain why he's not there tonight. A shocking victory tonight as Zachary Wentz defeated Wes Lee. I thought this was Wes Lee's match all day long, but no, the TNA X Division champion who bought the TNA X Division title onto NXT tonight would be successful. Absolute zero surprises. These two men absolutely killed it. This was a typical TNA X Division match. A really nice call from Vic Joseph, who said that Zachary Wentz got knocked so hard he's going to wake up thinking his name was Carter. If you didn't know, his NXT name was Nash Carter. But we do have to talk about the announce table as Wes Lee would super kick Zachary. Obviously, he was meant to slope onto it. The table buckled, gave way, and yes, Wes Lee adapted very good, but the candy still went flying. You know, poor Vic Joseph probably bought like extra candy knowing it's a PLE tonight, and it's just on the floor all the damn time. Poor Vic Joseph's candy. Wes Lee, though, was looking to end Zachary Wentz when obviously Rascal's teammate Trey Miguel would stop Wes Lee, and of course that would allow Zachary Wentz to pick up the win. I don't think this feud's over by a long shot. And you know what? I wonder if before Wes Lee picked up the chair, if the Easter egg of him holding the TNA Championship, the X Division title, could that be where Wes Lee now looks for revenge? Wes Lee potentially taking that X Division title? Kalani Jordan was able to overcome the evil Wendy Choo tonight to retain the Women's North American title. This was really our first proper look at the evil Wendy Choo. She's had some like squash matches and stuff, but nothing like this. And we actually saw her dark character evolve tonight. She was happy to deliver pain to Kalani Jordan. She was no-selling things. She was sort of invincible, but Kalani Jordan just kept fighting to pick up the win. After the match, Tatum Paxley would appear behind Wendy Choo and lock in a dragon sleeper, putting Wendy Choo to sleep, putting the doll that kind of resembles Wendy on the pillow. Wendy Choo versus Tatum Paxley coming up. You know it already. Sign me up. I'm here for this. Question though, Chef Shawn Michaels, can we have Rosemary involved as well? I know, we ask for a lot, don't we? But please, come on, this would be a dream. The ruler of NXT, Oba Femi, retained the North American Championship in probably his biggest test to date against the Don Tony D'Angelo. Great use of like false finishes and the power moves by the two. And I love the commentary really putting over Oba Femi tonight. Talking about Michael Cole saying that Oba Femi has a bright future. Booker T calling Oba Femi the next big thing. And we all know who the last next big thing was. That was Brock Lesnar. If we're putting him in that category, he's got a bright future. Great show tonight for NXT. It's just that placement of the main event for me that's the issue. And for that reason, a 9 out of 10. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We'll be back here tomorrow for Monday Night Raw. Like the video, and I'll see you as always next time. Peace!